Hello, 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 you wonderful people. My name is DevGen, and welcome to the World Tour. At the start of the 400 Days video, I promised to do this as, well, I really don't think you get a full scope of everything that actually occurs in this world just by watching the 100 Days shorts or videos if you wait for those. But this is gonna be kind of interesting, giving a bit of a sneak peek towards some of the things that we're gonna cover here in a minute, but so this is where it all started. No, I'm gonna hop right into it. This is the main house right here. Back in the first 100 days, I ended up building this like sort of catwalk area, and initially this area was all stone bricks. I ended up making this lower section furnaces, and those got moved up to here. But this house is kind of been my main house for a really long time. I've obviously expanded in that direction and a lot of other things. I've even gone down there, but this is where it all started. I initially landed here, like, I think on like day... It was day one when I actually found this spot. And I remember I set up my bed it was either on this corner or this corner. And I had a couple item frames with like my first diamonds and stuff like that in them. And this is what it turned into. I built this way and made just a whole house. And I'm really glad I did this because, I don't know, there's something kind of cozy about coming into this area a lot. This is my original storage system. I've used a lot of clips of me looking through it, so that's always fun to look at. I didn't always have this carpet in here. This is a newer addition, but I like it. Adds a lot of character to this room because it needed it really bad. Up here is where my bedroom's at. I've ended many a day by sleeping in this bed because either I didn't have anything else to say or I needed to just figure some things out. This is a mostly original map. I'm really kicking myself because I picked up this map back when I was updating a different map, and I'm really sad that this updated because this whole area, this whole region was my original area. You can actually see the village here is almost completely untouched except for my villager breeder. And oh my gosh, it's actually so old that you can only see I only had like 2 rows of beds in there. It is no longer 2 rows of beds, but this is where I've been keeping all my stuff. I keep a bunch of enchanted books in this little bookshelf. I couldn't remember what it was called, and I don't know. It's one of those things that has been in the background of a lot of videos, but outside of when I first built it, I don't think I've acknowledged it much since. And here's where I kind of keep a bunch of my maps. All of them say unknown because I think the new update like just came out. So that's always fun when that happens, but this is my main trial chamber that I go to for copper and stuff like that. I don't know if I'll go check it out, but anyways, this in here is it's my treasure room. A lot of my first resources went into here. I got my beautiful gilded black stone, a bunch of resource blocks, which at the time was extremely expensive for me, but the only thing that is really a hassle to have to go and get nowadays is the diamonds and probably the dragon egg and, well, the mob head that I have here, but that's besides the point. Dragon egg, as you can clearly see. Always loved this thing. Eventually, I'll probably move it to somewhere more, I guess, interesting. I don't know. I kind of like it here, but I do want to move it somewhere else. I got another skeleton skull. This is where I keep my enchanting stuff at. I don't really use the enchantment table anymore. Haven't needed to use it for a really long time, actually, just because most of my gear was upgraded through trading with villagers. But it's always kind of been this like dome area that I built a really long time ago, and I didn't really know what I wanted to put in here. I was actually originally thinking like a telescope, but I couldn't get anything cool looking to actually work as a telescope, so just set it up as an enchanting room. This is the axe. Sorry, let me back up here for a second. These 4 things are just kind of treasures, general treasures. This is the first sponge I ever got from a Elder Guardian. I killed it, it dropped this, I put it up on display. These are the first 2 diamonds that I ever obtained on this world because, well, I think I found them in that village all the way over there. You might barely be able to see it. I think I zoomed in, but it's very pixelated. But I got them from that village. And then this is the axe that I used to kill the Wither. And it's got a whole 2 durability. So I keep it in there because I can't be bothered to actually repair it. It's never going to get used again, so I don't really see why I would repair it. It's also something that nobody's allowed to touch if they ever join this world. I had a couple people join this world. I'll check out their graves in a little bit, but nobody's allowed to touch these things. And here I have my small collection of armor trims. I do actually have a couple more than this right here, but I got things like my flow, my eye, and then like some coast, and I got the ward armor trim. I got the ward armor trim while I was desperately searching for my beautiful silence armor trim, which I have on all my armor because I think silence is the coolest armor trim. And I have 4 more in my ender chest down below, but this is where I keep most of my armor trims. I also have horse armor, which is good because I just got a couple skeleton horses, and they're going to need armor at some point. This is where I keep all my music discs. I have 37 shards. I actually think I have more shards somewhere else. I just don't know where they went. But I have most music discs. I have Creator, both the music box and normal. I got Other Side. I got a bunch of the Creeper music disc drops, and you know, those are always good to get. I think I have more in here. Yeah, that's right. I really should go collect all the music discs because I think I still need a couple. I got 2 Hearts of the Sea in here. I got all my pottery shards. And then in this one, I have 26 echo shards. They're completely useless since this is a hardcore world, but, you know, I like the echo shards. I think it's a fun collectible to just have on my world. I actually gotta see, do I have another music disc in here? No, I don't. Hold on a second. I think I had... let me check my nether chest. Oh, that's right. I have the snout banner pattern. I thought I had pig step, though. Apparently I don't have pig step. I might have to go find pig step at some point. But this treasure room is been here for a really long time, and I'm honestly debating if I'm going to move stuff out of here at some point. I don't really know what I would do with this area if I do, because, well, I mean, like, I guess make a library or, like, something. Remember, like, SpongeBob when he has, like, a study in his house, or, like, a full library in his house? Maybe I do that in here, but at some point when I'm working on my town, if you've seen the 100 Days videos, you know about the town out there. I'm planning on making a bank at some point, and I'd have to fill that bank with some of my valuables, so some of the world's treasures might be moved into there after a little bit of time, but we'll just have to see. Anyways, over in this area I have my chorus fruit plants, or chorus trees, whatever you'd want to call them. I don't really touch them. They've been in the background of a lot of videos. Same deal with that mangrove stuff that I found, I think before Thanksgiving in the, I think in 300 days. Oh, I'm about to be attacked. Here, let me go. Give me a second. Get these guys out of here. I am a really terrible... I'm a really terrible shot with a bow. Which is kind of crazy, because I used to be, like, genuinely really good with... Oh my gosh. I'll let them die on their own. Actually, this guy won't. Hold on. Alright, maybe he will now. I gotta get better at using a bow. I used to be really good back when I played a lot of Sky Wars, but I can't do that kind of stuff anymore. But anyways, mangrove tree. I have one in the background of a lot of videos. I don't really do much stuff back here. I built this wall in like the first like couple days because I was imitating, or not imitating, but more parroting. I was doing a Fallen Kingdom of Luke the Notable. Because he's always like, oh, build a wall, build a wall. I've never really needed walls, but I decided to build one just because it was probably a good idea. This place was really not that safe. And I kind of liked how my whole area always looked from the wall. I don't think I ever managed to get a shot like this into the actual videos, though. But, like, look at how this looks. Just a nice little house. Got the copper roof. The copper roof took forever because I made it before we had trial chambers in the game. So that's always grand. And then back here is a couple builds. More exposed areas. I plan to eventually make some stuff back in this direction, but because it's immediately a swamp and then like a more hilly area, never really found just like what I wanted to build. I'll probably start throwing pixel arts back here though, as time goes on, but we're just gonna have to get to a point where I can actually do that kind of stuff. Anyways, coming down here, we have my portal to the nether roof. I don't remember why exactly I don't remember why I put it here, I'll be honest, the portal to the nether roof. But it's honestly easily accessible here. Better than where I have my normal portal, because here, can I pull out my telescope? You can see it. That's where I keep my normal nether portal, right in the village. Oh, I totally should have used this to zoom in on the village earlier. You can also, the neat thing, you can actually see the like fog because of the update. I'll explore that later, but that is a very unfinished build. But the point is, nether roof, really good to have access to. Really nice, really fun, really cool. There's a zombified piglin out here. Hold on a second. Sorry, dude. You're not supposed to be here. So if I come down from this portal here, I can walk on this lower catwalk. This direction is another staircase because I really like stairs. But that stuff leads to that area down there. And this area, I was originally going to build like another floor to the house here, but that didn't end up happening. And you can actually even see that I built the stairs right next to these stairs. So this was initially going to be like a whole other floor to the house, but it ended up just being part of this catwalk. But a remnant of that idea is these poles here mirroring those poles right there, where I keep my main door. So, I don't know, I thought it would be cool. Didn't end up happening. Totally could though if I end up renovating this area. Down there I have a... I had what I called my overflow storage, but it wasn't really... didn't really end up working out very well. Wasn't much of a... wasn't much of anything actually. I kind of forgot about it at a certain point, to the point where I straight up built a whole other storage area. But the real important thing is walking this way and coming into here, we got my big map room. And this place needs to get updated because you can see a couple different things here, but it doesn't have my big statue on top of the mountain, or not my big statue, but my statue on top of the mountain. It doesn't have this whole area completed when it comes to my like land, because I've been building a lot of land, a lot of extra land. It wasn't always like this. You can see that in, well, here. And that mountain isn't just fully gray on this one, so, you know. But you can see some of the other cool stuff that I've built, like this thing that I forgot about a really long time ago, but I still occasionally make a joke or two about. You can see the pit. And then my village and that very unfinished build. Oh, and also my creeper farm. That managed to get in here too. But map room. Oh wait, I have a ruined portal this way? Oh, that's kind of sick. Oh, and a witch's hut. That's actually good to keep in mind. I've been thinking about making a witch farm at some point. And then I had this balcony that I built. And this balcony was really cool. I originally was going to use it as like a landing platform for once I got the elytra, but that didn't end up happening. At least not much. I still occasionally use it, but mostly when I'm just exploring, because I really do forget about a lot of these areas just because of where I end up working on stuff. Actually, now that it comes to mind, this place was built by me, but when I made the short about building this area, at least this room back, and I think it was just after the first 100 days. I had one of my best friends. He ended up voicing over for me in that video, and that one was funny because nobody acknowledged the fact that it was just a completely different person talking. But what got acknowledged was the fact that my subtitle colors were different because it wasn't me talking. And, you know, I don't know. I think that's kind of funny. He's appeared, actually. He was also in the Thanksgiving episode. It was my good friend Lofa, or Jacob. He was also in another one of my videos from a while back. Actually, he was in most of my older videos. I should start doing videos with him more. This isn't foreshadowing to anything that I plan to do in the future, by the way. But it totally could be. In fact, it is. I am going to do more stuff with Jacob in the future. Just got to get to that point, though. Anyways, let's come down this way. Over to these stairs. And, like I said, like a overflow storage. But I got to finish moving stuff out of here. Just because a lot of this stuff... Well, actually, I don't have a spot for all the skulk stuff. But most of this stuff has a place inside my main storage area now. Same deal with the chests inside the house, so those are going to have to get moved at some point as well. This little entrance area is kind of been my main go-to area to get in and out of my house, outside of this spot over here. Because, well, I liked that it felt like a hidden entrance. I was thinking like a pirate cove for this area. I actually thought of it because of this this place that you can go to on Ginger Island in Stardew Valley. When I was building this section, I was playing through Stardew Valley again, and I remembered getting to that point, and I was like, oh, this is really cool. I want to build something like that. And I ended up building this kind of like outcove. I don't know. I already messed that up. Anyways, this is my original sugarcane farm. I'll explore it more in a minute, but going in this direction, we have a room that I've done almost nothing in. I've mostly just set up nether wart. That's actually about it. I don't even use the nether wart. Like, I don't make potions, I don't do anything like that. But netherwart, I thought it was kind of cool to just have access to it if I ever needed it. And, you know, it's always there. In here, I have my glorious dining room. This is where I took a bunch of my friends. I had 5 of them actually get on the world. And 3 of them murdered each other, which is always fun. I built these back during, like, right before Thanksgiving, because I thought it was like a really cool thing to get some people on the world for Thanksgiving. Just because, I don't know, I like doing silly things like that. Maybe I'll have more people hop on for like other holidays, but it was a lot to coordinate, just because I didn't want people killing each other, and well, they killed each other, which was always so great. But I just like the look of the dining room. Over here, we have a kitchen area where I have my very well roasted and very much burnt piece of meat that definitely isn't just a log that I stripped. Got some pumpkins. Somebody back during the Thanksgiving thing ate like half of my cake. I had to replace it. Somebody else came and just took a full chunk out of the cake, and that made me very angry. I thought about killing one of them, but thought, you know what? I'm doing it for the video. They won't be here forever. And then they got rid of each other, which was definitely interesting. This is supposed to be flipped down. Got a bunch of sort of cabinets, an island to cook on, stools. I said stools, so I can, you know, sit and cook and eat alone. But I got this really cool fridge that actually has most of my random just food stuff here and there. Because you know what? I thought it would be cool, and it kind of is. I'm just saying. I don't know. I gotta learn how to do a lot of interiors like this when I'm working on the 100 Days stuff. Not the 100 Days stuff, the town stuff. This is all 100 Days stuff. What am I thinking? In here, I have a sort of area that is going to at some point be finished. Oh, get out of the way, dog that I still have yet to rename because I forgot his original name. I extended this upwards during Christmas time to make the Christmas tree in here, but I kind of got rid of the Christmas tree. I want to make this into a living room area at some point because I think it'd be really cool to make a living room, but that just hasn't happened yet. I haven't done a lot of house renovations in a really long time, so just hasn't really come up. But this is the area I keep my dogs in. This one in the corner, he's my favorite because I love huskies, and well, this is about as close to a husky as I can get in this game, so I can just go like this with my camera, and I can looks like I'm petting him, and I like that. I like him. He's cool. He's probably going to be the only one that I ever actually put a real name tag on him, and you know I like him the most because I put a cyan collar on him, and I don't know if you've noticed this, especially because of my skin, but my skin is pretty close to light blue and cyan when it comes to my just my little jacket that I wear on my skin. I have the same jacket in real life, by the way. My skin just looks like me. I'll show it off at some point, but you know, I'm still faceless. I want to hold on to my facelessness until you people are desperate for it or something. I don't know. I'm being silly. Point is, I like this one the most, therefore he gets the collar that I like the most. I like this guy too, so he got blue. Anyways. Sorry, okay. I like this guy as well. He's got the original red collar because he looks like a normal wolf, and I thought that was a really nice, just leave him as he is. Anyways, up this direction, we get to an exit area, as well as my larger storage. I have a lot planned, but it's not done yet because I ran out of wood, and I gotta run my farms, but I might still have to make another bone meal farm, or I just set up a ender pearl chunk loader at my current farm. But as of now, this is what my current farm looks like. Or not my current farm, sorry, my current chest room looks like. And I don't know, I like this look for it. It's a nice look. I think it's really great. Just having chests go all the way this far back. And I'm probably gonna need to extend it at some point just because I want like basically one chest for every item. Why is that crooked? I want one of like every item, or sorry, a chest for every item. I have a couple bits of wool in this direction, but I need to get more of all the colors. But this is nice. Got a bunch of iron in here, and I'll have to extend it at some point. Actually, looking at my iron, I'm gonna have to make a bigger farm for iron. In this direction is eventually I'm going to extend this hallway further and build more things because I want this whole mountain area that my house is built into to be my house, not just this current section where I'm, if I come over here and I break this block, I am only just barely on this side of the mountain. There's still this whole area here. This might be a really cool spot to set some stuff up, especially because I'm going to be moving the town into this area, and you can actually see one of my current plans for moving in that direction, but this area is probably going to get extended out, but this area might be cool to make something at some point. I don't know. I'll probably say that a lot during this tour, that this would be a really cool thing to do here. But anyways, in this direction, we have this little area that I showed off earlier. It's just a stairway back to my main entrance to the main house. And then out here, we have, I guess, just another exit. I don't really have stairs built here, so it's not really meant to go down this way, but I definitely do just, like, hop up here or straight up elytra fly into this area. But up here was a newer addition, and it's basically... Oh, crap. He's dead. Okay. This is a newer area. I plan to make a whole, like, balcony section where I just have a bunch of really cool things, because I had an old world where I built a factory that I called Devco. Yes, I genuinely called it Devco. And it was really cool. I had a bunch of these, like, balcony areas where I would literally, like, build houses off of. And I don't know. I think it'd be cool to recreate that on a world that I'm a lot more committed to in survival mode, because that world was a whole creative mode world. But anyways, that's this area. And give me a second. I'm gonna start the tour over this direction. So, one moment, please.
2,000 years later.
Alrighty, and out this way is my, well, my main area. I've probably flicked this fence gate in a lot of like the first like 5 seconds of a lot of my shorts. So this fence gate is probably just as famous as my series, just because it usually makes at least like one appearance every 5 episodes. So it's pretty well known. But down here I have I have this this window is one that I built a really long time ago. It's probably gonna be the one that I look out and watch the sunrise for probably for years to come. And I do mean years. I don't really know how long I plan to make this world go on for, this series go on for, but this window is, I don't know, to me it's iconic. It's been here from the start. This is my really crummy wheat farm. It has died and been broken many times, and I keep repairing it, but I never harvest it, and then it's got a random torch flower in here because, hey, I thought it'd be fun to have a torch flower. Over here, I have a kelp farm. I wanted infinite fuel. I have a lot of kelp now, so that's fun. This right here, my cherry blossom tree. I'll get to you in a second. My cherry blossom tree. I don't actually remember when I got the cherry blossom. I think I did find it. I think it was when I was searching for ancient cities for Silence, the armor trim. And I found an entire area. And I was like, oh, this looks really sweet. Let me grab a sapling. It's actually what I've done with a lot of different things, like pale oak and stuff like that. Over here's my sniffer. Ooh. Sucks that this is not my main world, but I got the sniffer. That's about it. I don't really keep a close eye on this guy. He just kind of exists on the world. This is the moss block I hatched him on. But I don't know, he's cool enough. I'm gonna have to definitely get a second sniffer at some point though, because he's a little lonely guy, so I gotta go get him a girlfriend. That way I can also get a bunch of sniffer eggs. This over here is my super smelter. I honestly need to clean it out at some point, just because I do make a lot of stone in here, but a lot of stone gets stuck because this infinite fuel farm isn't usually loaded because I work in that direction. So a lot of the time, I'm not actually generating like a metric ton of fuel. And that's never fun. So this thing has almost always got some stragglers, like this stone in here, trying to make smooth stone. So I'm probably going to have to go through, clean it out, probably extend it actually. I think extending it would be just kind of funny, just having like a ridiculously long super smelter. Though eventually I might break it and make a giant furnace to be a super smelter. I don't know. That one might be cool. I have a lot of plans for the future, but a lot of stuff just, I don't have not the time to get it done, but oh crap, oh no, die. I don't have the patience to get a lot of it done. But a lot of cool things are probably going to happen in my, probably throughout 500 days. I don't know. I think it'd be cool to do a lot of cooler things in 500 days, but that's just me. Anyways, over here, bone meal farm. This one is usually built into the ground, but I didn't end up building it into the ground, so it's it's made out of wool at the bottom, and then I have this whole area in here. This is where the bone meal gets stored. But for the most part, this area, this little thing doesn't tend to work the greatest. I've tried doing a couple repairs on it. Just recently on the actual world, I ended up replacing this lava to make it all lava so that we wouldn't get pieces like that in there where it's cobblestone. Because it took me a really long time to figure this out, but apparently, if like lava gets unloaded and then reloads and then generates a block, there is a chance that it will just straight up generate cobblestone instead of generating stone. Which, you know, not really the greatest thing. I don't really want that to keep happening. And so I had to fix it. And in general, I think it just needs to get loaded. I need to take the time to actually create a chunk loader for this thing. But all in all, I like this one a lot. I gotta get that out of there. What? Man, I gotta check that on the main world now. Having a piece of cobblestone in there is not good for generating stuff. But this is just the bone meal farm. Over here, I have my tree farms. This smaller one here, or it's smaller, but I think a little bit more of a hefty farm, is my main, or I say main farm, or I was going to say main farm rather. But this is the farm that I tend to do all my 4x4 trees in. I don't think it can do jungle, unfortunately. It's meant specifically for dark oak and pale oak, but it's really nice. It's really good. It's better than that one. That one honestly needs to, I need to make an updated version, but also I don't want to sit there and make another tree farm because this farm is a farm that took more days than any other farm that I've done except for maybe the shulker farm, which I've been building. It's getting built in that spot. Go check out the shorts if you want to see how that one's going. But this farm is really cool. I like it a lot, but it doesn't do as well as that farm does. But I've also only ever put oak in this farm. I need to, like, really bad, I need to start doing warp stuff in this farm, which I can actually just, I can set that up at some point, but for now, it's like that. This up here is a TNT duper. That appears to be without its TNT. Where'd the TNT go? Is it on? Oh no, it's, never mind, sorry. The TNT duper is this one up here. That toggle thing I think is for specifically jungle saplings. Because this farm is able to harvest every other tree type. Other than, I think, mangrove? I don't think it can do mangrove, but it can do literally every other tree type. And there's a little switch to toggle tall trees versus shorter trees. But this one over here, just my little TNT duper. I got really into making TNT dupers in the early parts of my 400 days. And that kind of turned into me making a bunch of farms that were TNT dupers. Over here, I'm going to just quickly go over here because it's probably easier to check this one out now. This is my creeper farm. I've come here only a handful of times. This is another one that I need to start keeping loaded, like a lot, because I feel like I need a lot of gunpowder, and I've resorted to TNT duping because I don't have a lot of, I don't have a lot of time to sit here at this farm, because let's be honest, if I sat here at the farm every day, it would just, this whole series would just be really boring. And I don't like making boring things. I don't know if you've noticed this about me, but this is probably why I really don't get videos out very fast, is because I don't like things to be boring. I like to be able to watch my own stuff here and there. And, you know, now that I'm saying this, I really should make sure that more videos get out, because I think for the last year, the only videos that have managed to come out have been my 100 days videos. So I should probably be quiet about trying to get videos out, but I just think it would be really boring if I sat up there every day. Though I totally could start doing that and start telling jokes like I said I would when I do that kind of stuff. But for now, that's there, and I'm not going to worry about it. Anyways, over here, I don't think I mentioned this one. Sorry, I'm a little disorganized here. This is my cobblestone farm. I flick a lever, and it just spits out cobblestone. Also another TNT duper farm. Because I got really into those. This is my automated melon and pumpkin farms. If you've watched my hardcore shorts for a really long time, you've probably heard me say melons a lot of times. And when I say a lot of times, I do mean a lot of times. Oh, I didn't know that it stopped that long. Because running joke on this world was that I really like melons. Specifically because of, well, a couple reasons, one of which I can't talk about, but another is just simply, these are like the best way to trade with villagers. Because I don't really do it, but you could totally just cure a bunch of villagers and just like really hammer into them like a bunch of different times to buy melons for one melon for 1 emerald. And it'd be so profitable because you can automate this kind of stuff. You can probably do that with sticks too, but I don't know. I don't really like the stick trade. I've never really cared for the stick trade. Even though that's probably better. Same deal with pumpkins. I also like the pumpkin trade, but to a significantly lesser extent to my melon farm. I like melons, sue me. I like melons so much that at the end of my first 100 days, I built this thing, which is it was a giant melon. Endermen seem to teleport in here and actually move the melon pieces. So it's a little, a couple things have gotten moved and things like that. I think I've actually even straight up killed a couple Endermen, like, in some of the shorts. I think not a long time ago, but just a while ago. Probably not that long for anybody who's been watching the shorts recently, but for me it was probably 50 days ago, I think was the last time I found and killed an Enderman in there. So, you know how it is. But Giant Melon was sort of to commemorate the last, not the last, but the first 100 days. Sorry, don't know why I said last. And, I don't know, I always liked this build. It was something small, it was something sweet. It was something one of my earlier commenters said to me originally. That I should do this kind of stuff, or I should do something like this for day 100. And I ended up doing it, and I don't really know if that person ever ended up seeing that video. But if you still watch this stuff, you know who you are. I also know who you are. I just don't remember your name off the top of my head, because it's been a long time since I think I've seen you comment. I don't know, this is getting weirdly personal. Anyways. But to be clear, I do read everybody's comments, even if I don't respond to them. And, well, this is something that came from me reading everybody's comments. That's my sheep farm. I originally had a sheep farm over here, but after some time, I kind of moved all the sheep into this farm and started throwing chickens into here. Oh, hey, I see another egg. Just kind of throw just chickens into here. I don't know why. I don't really, like, I don't farm the chickens. I don't kill them. Same deal with the cows. I don't really farm the cows. I don't kill them. I have other ways of getting leather and stuff like that, and I don't really eat a lot of, like, steak or anything like that, so I don't really know why I still have these guys, but I do. Probably a good idea to hold on to them just because I like them. This is my automated sheep farm, though. I need to make a lot more of these because I want to start getting colored blocks. Hello. This guy isn't supposed to be part of the tour. I don't know what's going on, but I have a flying chicken inside of my sheep farm. Who's apparently been laying a lot of eggs in this thing. What the heck? Anyways, that's the collection system. Most of these have... Oh, this one doesn't even have... What the heck, man? Did this one just run out of shears? Like, how long ago did that happen? Same deal with this one. This one just doesn't have shears. I don't know why I'm doing that. Again, this isn't the main world. Anyways, sheep farm, gotta set up more. This is, just my first beehive. It was on my land when I first settled, and I don't know. I never killed this tree. This tree just, I just never got rid of it. I don't know why. I don't think I will at this point, honestly. I think the tree is best kept where it's at, just because it's been such a, not a big part of this world, but such a big part in, like, the background of a lot of videos, especially earlier videos. But anyways, this is the iron farm. I've used this thing since, like, day, like, 20 or something like that. And it's gotten me so much iron over the course of the last, like, 400 days. Like, this thing is genuinely probably the smartest farm that I've built in this entire world. And I don't know, I like it a lot. This place has always been really fun to just kind of come to, even though I know that sounds like dark and morbid or whatever. But I have villagers down there. I actually don't know why that grass is still growing. I thought grass is supposed to stop growing underwater. Anyways, I have villagers there, and that's usually when I start raids and stuff like that. Or I say usually start raids. The last times that I've done raids, the whole 2 times I've done a raid, I've always basically started it because I have guys down there. There's a zombie here, and yeah, it's an iron farm. It's an iron farm. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it or anything like that. This is my pillager pole. For every pillager that I kill, pillager captain or somebody to get the ominous bottle from, I just place this, and I'll probably end up making a whole valley of them at some point, because I really do plan to start farming raids at some point, just because, I don't know, I feel like I farm so much stuff now. I feel like doing raids, farming raids is probably a good idea. So that will keep happening. Over here, like I said before, sugarcane farm. Like my sugarcane farm. I still occasionally harvest it. This is my cactus farm. It gets me a lot of cactus for being only 2 levels. Oh, there's some rotten flesh in there. When did that happen? It's a really good farm, actually. Genuinely, really like this farm. Need to make it a lot bigger, though, because I kind of want to use green dye. A lot of green dye at some point, and I need a lot of it to do that. This is, right here, this is that observatory, like, tower thing that I talked about me building. But it's also the only, like, it's the last bit of proof that originally my house didn't have tough bricks. It had original stone bricks. And this even had straight up bricks because I was trading with a mason around the time that I was building this. So I just kind of threw down really whatever I had bought from him, and that ended up being these bricks. And I don't know, at this point, I don't know if I'll change it. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But that's the only proof that remains that my house was originally stone bricks. It's also very much hollow because I never thought to finish it. It just hasn't come up in videos, never got finished. But this is what the house looks like from this angle. I don't know, just thought it'd be neat to show it. I just think some things are neat sometimes. Anyways, over here we have my memorial. I I held a service after my friends killed a bunch of people, or killed each other. But you know, that's just kind of how things ended up turning out. I only got 2 seats because I only got 2 surviving friends out of that whole ordeal. So you know, that's kind of funny. But we have well, thank you whoever put that one on there. I gotta censor that one too. But this is a grave to my friend Epic Pogman, who is a very cool person, and that's about where that ends. We got Nate Dogg. It's actually his online name wasn't Nate Dogg. He wasn't Nate Dogg in that video I released. He was Frankus. And I remember that because, well, not only do I play games with Nathan, but also I literally exclaimed Frankus in the video like that when I watched him be murdered by Enderman. So that was kind of funny. And then this is for Eat Braxton, who died at the end. He's also the guy that comments first on a lot of my videos. He also ended up in this in my town over there because he comments first all the time, and Braxton's just a really cool guy. He helped me out with a plugin for a video that will come out eventually that I've been kind of having on the back burner just because I made some mistakes while recording it, and I have to re-record a lot of my audio for it, so that will come out eventually. You'll see it when it comes out. But over here is my main sugarcane farm. Just an auto one that I built a while back. I should make a bigger one at some point, but this one I thought was really cool because it uses mud blocks to plant sugarcane onto, and mud blocks aren't full blocks, so when they grow up and it breaks it, it pulls it into the hopper. And as somebody who's learned a lot about the technical side of this game, it's one of those things that I really love to think about, and I'm like, oh, this is like really cool, but also nobody really cares when I talk about it. But this is what it looks like from the back. I built an identical chamber next to it for bamboo, and it's got me a lot more bamboo than it has sugarcane. But I really need to make a different bamboo farm at some point because, frankly, I should start using this stuff for my super smelter so that I always have something smelting. But that's about that. Right here, I have my new block palette. During my last like 10 days sorry, I'm spacing out here for a second. During my last like 10 days of 400 days, I ended up making this like whole, I want to upgrade from this palette that I've been using, or not even upgrade, but make more builds in this palette that I made. I might actually just use pale oak. I've come to the decision that I might swap this out for pale oak, just because I really love pale oak, and while the concrete is really cool, I only have one build that is concrete, so I don't know if I should keep it that way. Anyways, that's the new block palette that I plan to go with. You can always hear drowned around here because I am very much built. Oh crap, I'm getting I didn't know one of them had a trident. I've very much built this platform over top a very large lake that I had next to my house, which, you know, isn't fun. These blocks look a little bit inconspicuous, but this is actually where I ended up farming just a really large amount of slime for that over there, which we'll get to, because that's a disappointment. But this little area right here is where I came and I farmed all those slime balls from the snowmen, because, you know, it was something to do. It was a good idea to do it at the time, so I did it. That's about where that ends. And now that I've talked to nauseam about some, like, 2 random blocks that I think this one was probably placed by an Enderman, we can get to the town. And this thing is kind of where I've been focusing most of my time onto for the last, like, 100 days, just because I think the town is really cool. This is my stable. The name on this one is Rain, or Reynolds, or Nolds, who is Reynolds from the Thanksgiving episode. Kill the person, one of the only 2 survivors, so that's gonna be fun when I get them back on this thing. But decided to make their name be for the stable, which I got skeleton horses in now because, well, I like skeleton horses, and you know, it's not every day that you accidentally discover those during, like, probably what was going to be your most boring episode that you made of your 100 days shorts. But you know, these are really cool. I like them a lot. This guy, I don't remember his name off the top of my head. I've been thinking about my happy guest and what I was gonna name it the last couple of days, so I've forgotten his name. For some reason I want to call him Terrence, but that's definitely not his name. To be fair, I've only said his name like twice in my entire 100 Days series, so that's just kind of how it is. But that's the stable. This area is a blacksmith, which I put Silent Gamer on here. So, hello, Silent Gamer. Really cool. I plan to eventually furnish this place. This place is probably going to be the place that gets furnished first. But I tend to keep a lot of my, just a lot of my blocks for building in this area. This right here, okay. This house right here is the very first house I built for this town. It is the Honey Chateau, as I've called it in the past, and is basically just a big bee house. Behind it, I've obviously placed hives, which I don't ever harvest. They're here for decoration. Got a back door, side entrance, and then this area was supposed to be like a shop area. But up here, I have a bee farm. The bees were very angry at me for a while, so I've let them kind of to their own devices, and I need to really put one of these into the nether, because this kind of this farm, it's really good. It needs to be bigger if I want to get more honey than this. More honeycomb than this. Sorry, I don't really have bottles of honey lying around. I need to get some though. But the Honey Chateau has always hidden this this honey farm inside of it, and it was my very first build that is a farm that hides a farm inside of it, basically. It's also the prototype house, so you can see that I made it out of concrete, and it has those little here, let me where's my, it has those little things on the top, which I dropped really quickly because I don't know, I forgot to put them on things, and now they're only on this house, and they'll probably only stay on this house because I want this house to always be, I guess, recognizable as the prototype for every house that came after it. This house is for my good friend Eat Braxton, who, again, always comments first, even if he's not first. This was when I made this house, I made a joke about this is going to be low income housing because they're small houses that are all connected. Like that. I gotta really do interiors. That's what's gonna probably happen on the 100 Days World. Don't get mad at me. I promise. I'll do something cool, okay? But I made jokes about this being the low income housing like a while back, but that was before I constructed those things, and we'll get to those ones. But over here we have a house, or a house in quotation marks. This is going to be my bakery. It's the only thing that has gotten even partially furnished. But I want it to be a bakery. I want you to be able to come back here. I want there to be a bunch of like chests and like a sort of kitchen area. I want you to be able to walk out here, look around, and there will be like a little wheat farm in this section, and like maybe a cow or two. And the idea is that this bakery cooks, like, not cooks, sorry, bakes, I was about to say bakes bread, but my main idea was bakes cakes and stuff like that. And I can have like a sort of a whole little cake area, because I think that'd be really cool. It also reminds me of Stampy's old world when he had the like cake bakery. This is my really crummy diagonal house. Needless to say, we're not going to be ever making a diagonal house like that again. This is my tower. I debated on making it a windmill, but it ended up being a tower, and I like the look of the tower. Honestly, I really like the tower. I liked it so much, I actually built an identical tower right there. That was mostly to distract from how really bad that house was right there. But I like the tower a lot. It's one of those things that it's, again, been in the background of a lot of videos, but outside of me initially building it, just hasn't really just hasn't come up. I think I do actually have a section though in this area for another tower like this. Over here, we have my first smaller house. I don't intend for this house to remain small forever. I plan to extend it out in this direction, but I was trying to build some stuff because I wanted to move on to something else, and I wanted to at least like wrap up this area of the town. So I built these shorter houses, or not shorter, but smaller, but they're gonna be extended out in this direction a little bit. But anyways, on this house is Knobscore. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm sorry if that isn't how you do it. One of my most prolific commenters, and you know, I'm not complaining. I really like just commenting back and saying hello, see how you're doing, that kind of stuff. I like my community, if you can't tell. Got another identical smaller house here. Then we got the same deal over here with Work in Progress. I like Work in Progress too. Work in Progress is somebody who also comments a lot, and they're pretty cool. They asked me about farm recommendations. They've also asked me to do a Cobblemon series since I'm doing my Create 100 Days, and I plan to move on and do different 100 days before I come back to doing Create. That's where that sentence ends, honestly. Like I said, identical tower, literally identical. Over here we have the Second Coming, who is one of my earliest commenters. Second Coming, if I remember correctly, started commenting within the first, might have been the first 100 days. I know, where was it? Silent Gamer over in this direction. Silent Gamer has been commenting since I used to call it Hardcore Abridged. And I would basically just recap me making something for like whatever the top comment was. And Second Coming has probably been the commenter that's commented honestly the longest out of any of my commenters, which is really cool because I like the Second Coming. Second Coming is really cool, and I like Alan Becker a lot, and I know that that's what that's referencing. The orange stickman from Alan Becker's like animator versus animation shorts, and all the animation versus Minecraft shorts, or not shorts, but I say shorts, but it's like the traditional short, like short film, not the kind of shorts that I do. But love those things. Those things are nostalgic. Those things are, honestly, I watch them around every 4th of July because I used to watch the first 3 during like 4th of July season where I live. There's a carnival, and it was tradition for us to invite people over, and I used to watch that there. just a small thing to share about myself. I don't know. I like that. This is Filzer, another person who is like just commented a lot. Filzer's really cool. I almost said Vilzer. Filzer plays a game that I actually also play called Gorilla Tag. I totally could make a video on that game because I'm really good at one of the maps specifically, but I don't know. I've never the way I play that game is I get very loud, and I've made some kids cry because of just how not because of like I'm aggressive or anything like that, but just because I get very competitive with that game, and I don't know. But who knows? Maybe in the future I'll play Gorilla Tag. Filzer is somebody who plays Gorilla Tag. I like Filzer a lot. Pretty cool guy. Has a 2-story house. This isn't finished. I think lightning might have struck this house. But Filzer's house, cool guy. Like Filzer a lot. Over here we have the smallest house in the entire village so far. It's the only one that I think I'll just slap a bed in here and call it a day. Just because that's just how small it is. I don't know what to say. That I don't really care for that one. Over here is another house. This area is just a bunch of unfinished sections. I was building this road out to here. I ran out of blocks, and then I got distracted and started making some other stuff. So this is unfinished. This one is unfinished, but it's got a cool tower. I tried to use the tower to get out of doing something a while back, and yeah, that didn't really work, so it's just got an unfinished chimney tower thing. Here's another 2-story house, but I think it's too small to really put much in here, so don't know how the interior is going to go on this one. Over here, we have Dekupug's house. Also, really like Dekupug. Love to see Dekupug's comments. Dekupug, sorry, scratch what I said earlier about about the Second Coming probably being one of the people that's commented the longest. Sorry, gotta clear my throat. Dekupug is the second longest commenter, because Dekupug has been commenting so long that I actually remember Dekupug suggesting some stuff back when I used to do Hardcore Abridged. Which I should actually start doing that kind of stuff again, but maybe for like a full video, like building all your comments. Error is Gaming, also really like you, Error is Gaming. You're a really cool person, and I like seeing you comment. Your house needs to get finished. Obviously interior, doors, things like that. But Error is Gaming, also a really cool community member. That's why I got in on the world. Another small house here. Just a small house. I don't really know what to say about it. But yeah, small house. Right here we have our monument for doing a level 5 raid. I thought it'd be cool to kind of commemorate 400 days, but I wasn't really sure how to do that. And then it kind of came to me. I'm like, well, you know, I've done most of the challenges in this game. I think I've killed most things. I think I've even killed a warden, but I think that video file was a little corrupted, so I didn't talk about it. Or maybe I did. I don't know. I've made a lot of my hardcore shorts. But basically, I thought it'd be fun to commemorate 400 days. And I thought, what's like the last challenge that I have yet to do? And came to me, and I'm like, you know what? I haven't done a level 5 raid. So I ended up making a trophy once we won. The emeralds are made out of a lot of the emeralds that I actually got from killing the guys. Gold from the gold farm that I made. Diamonds. I have no more diamonds. And then I had this little emerald block back here because I had this gold one here. I don't know. I like this design. It's a cool little monument to always have in the village. But yeah, right here is my good friend Lofa's house. My good friend Jacob's. We're going to see what he wants in this one because he's one of the few people that I can genuinely contact about what he wants his interior to look like. So that's cool. Got a couple houses over here. This one's going to be fun to decorate because I actually have a bit of space to work with. And then we got this small house. We're back at the stable. We got 2 smaller houses here. This one is a nice long house. This is the one that the ones over there that I talked about I need to lengthen. They're probably going to be lengthened to this point so I can get at least a little bit of an interior in there. But yeah, then brings us to the front of the village again. Or not the front of the village, but the starting like road area. But that's not exactly where the village ends, because we can come in this direction and we have a nice cool fountain. I I started building this during 400 days, and my idea for this was originally going to be my sort of town center area. I wanted all my like town to be built off of this area, but I've kind of fallen out of love with that idea, and I think this is going to be the center area for not the whole town, but definitely for like this section of the town, a more rustic area, and it's going to lead into different directions. Like that direction is obviously that's where we're going to go next. So that's going to be cool to check out. But in this direction, we have sort of my just my industrial district in that direction. That's what I consider that area over there, is just to be all my industrial stuff. That's where I've built all my farms. That's where that stuff is going to go. So I think in this direction, I'll probably build a couple houses, probably do something with my sea turtles here because they're just vibing. But do houses, do some cool stuff maybe here and there. But yeah, this is what like this industrial district is going to be. And it's going to sort of fade into being a place where I'm going to keep farms. And I think what's going to end up happening for this area is that I'm going to... The houses that I just talked about building, they're going to be... I'm going to put farms inside of them. So I think while I'm going to keep like the honey chateau in that section of the area, I want this area to be like, oh, we have a big built furnace here. That's where the new smelter's going to go. Or, oh, we have a big dried kelp block here. That's where I'm going to put the kelp production at. And kind of just have like a whole line of blocks like that, where I can just come to it and it will have the stuff that I want and need. And I'll probably make it so that everyone is like a chunk. That way I can just put an ender pearl stasis chamber inside of it. Or not a stasis chamber, but you can basically take an ender pearl stasis chamber and turn it into a whole... what am I trying to say? You can turn it into a chunk loader. And I plan to do that for most of my things. But a lot of things are probably going to have to be moved into a one chunk setting so that I can do that. But for now, that's a pipe dream. That's probably going to be, if I need to buy time for something that I'm going to be working on, because I have something very big planned for 500 days, and I do mean very big planned. So if I need to like buy some more time, because that one's such a big plan that I actually have a whole video based around like planning it out. So hopefully I get that one out and about. But for now, if I don't end up finishing that kind of stuff before I end up leaving to go do something for a little bit, then I'm probably going to start working on those giant blocks. And yeah, I don't know. If you watch this video and then watch the shorts, you're going to actually know, well, not exactly what my big plan is, but you're going to know what my, I guess, what my plan to stall for some time is. Because sometimes I do need to stall for time. I'm a busy person. I go to college and stuff like that in the spring and fall, so you know, I have a lot of stuff that I need to do. I move around a lot to do that kind of stuff. But anyways, I'm talking about some more things that I should probably keep to myself. Not that I don't trust my community or anything like that, but you know, I don't know. Maybe I might just cut a lot of this stuff out. But point is, I'm a college student. I tend to move away from home during the season, and that tends to make me really busy, so I have to stall for some time. Anyways, I'll talk about that over there in a minute, but that's my pale oak tree. This is here because I went and I got pale oak, and then I decided I was going to start building with I was going to start building with pale oak, and then I was like, oh crap, I don't have a pale oak tree. That's not good. I very much did. I very much did have a pale oak tree. It was right there, but it was hidden. It was hidden because of the mountain that I had here and my wall, and there was a hill in this area that is no longer in this area. This area was flattened out in secrecy, or rather in quiet. So that's always fun. But anyways, in this direction, which this is the way that we're gonna explore first, I have my lighthouse built. You can actually kind of see that at this point I kind of realized I was very much out of pale oak, and I needed to farm up some more, so I just built it out of wool. Maybe I'll change it one day, maybe I won't. This interior is also going to be a very fun interior to do because these house sections were built to be 2 floors, but the tower section was just built to be, well, a tower. So it doesn't really have 2 floors. But if I come up here, and it takes me a bit of a second because I built this in a bit of an odd way, but I can climb up my corkscrew stairs, and we get to our little lighthouse thing. Spins around really fast because I have it connected to a observer clock, which is basically just the observer fires, it detects, this observer will basically detect it, it will light this up, and then it will carry that signal throughout, and it will keep doing that. And yeah, it's one of those things that was, I was originally going to do rails, and after I modified the light placement up there, I totally could have done rails, but that just didn't end up happening, and I was like, you know what, I want to try something different, because I did, long time ago, I built a rail lighthouse with my brother, back when we used to play a lot on the Xbox World. Not the Xbox World, sorry, the Xbox edition, like the original 360 edition. And we used to play that a lot because that was the only way we could do multiplayer. But he, for a really long time, was obsessed with trying to make a working lighthouse. And we ended up doing it with rails. And nowadays, I can just do it like this, because I know how redstone works now. But anyways, coming around this side, I have this bridge. This bridge will lead to a sort of... This island I started kind of taking a lot of dirt from, just because I was like, oh, hey, you know what would be cool? Let's take dirt from this island. And you can literally see where I've yet to destroy some stone. And that's because I do actually plan to build something on this. I kind of think it'd be really cool to build a sort of a castle looking thing on this thing. Like a couple towers, maybe like a courtyard area, and a throne room or something. Because, I don't know, I think it'd be fun to have like a medieval looking castle on this world. But anyways, trotting back over to this bridge. I built this bridge. This bridge is definitely a project of mine. I cut a lot of it out, but this bridge took me a while to actually build. I actually ended up using full logs on it, which was definitely a challenge, but really cool bridge. I like these kind of bridges. Even though I fly with my elytra a lot of the time, the bridges are just really cool to me, to just actually have something set up. I don't know, fun thing. This over here, however, is a fishing outpost. This big house here is going to be like a big fishing house. I'm going to have a bunch of... I have this really fun idea of doing like one of those talking fish on the wall by putting a note block down, and then like an item frame, and then like fish on it. I don't know, I think it'd be really fun if that's something that gets put into the interior of this house. But basically my idea was this would be like a storeroom. You'd find like fishing poles in here, like a bunch of boats, things like that. And then over here you'd have kind of like a sort of shop area where you would see like a couple boats on display, maybe like signs that say like pricing for things. I want my world to eventually, like, I don't want to say tell a story, but I definitely want to say tell a story, because I think Minecraft worlds, they last a lot longer if you try and tell stories with them. But anyways, over here I have an unfinished bridge. This one leads onto this mountain area, and let's see if I can find it. In this area, somewhere in this section, I should have a very specific thing that is decently rare. It's like a 1 in 100 chance. Actually, it might not be in this area at all. I think it might be closer to my village. But anyways, we'll cut back to that once I here, hold on. I'm curious now. I just want to make sure. All right, yeah, no. This world has a naturally occurring pink sheep somewhere nearby, and last I checked, he didn't despawn. I really hope he didn't despawn now, because I really want to get my hands on that guy, because it's a pink sheep. It's a naturally occurring pink sheep. That's kind of something I should get my hands on. But anyways, this is yet another path that leads to another area. That's about it, honestly. I this is just where I don't have a lot of developed sections of my world. Mostly because I've really kept to my specific area. And that's just kind of how things have shaken out over the last 100 days. Or not 100 days, 400 days. It's just, I've stuck to my area because I found my area really fun to build. But yeah, no, this has more or less been my immediate area. So before we leave fully and go explore some of the things outside of my village, my area, my town, whatever you want to call it, we have my monument, my 365 days monument. Because my series is a daily series, I end up making a lot of, not a lot of progress, but I end up commemorating a lot of random days. Like day 365, of course, I commemorated by building this statue, because a full year of posting videos as well as, like, I guess documenting my adventure on this world is kind of something that I feel like should have been celebrated. Though I will say, I do not care for this statue very much. The arm's a little wonky. I built it out of iron because I had a lot of iron immediately available to me. But I ended up repurposing some of the beacons that got moved because I wanted to build that fountain, which is a really cool fountain. I mean, like, look at it from up here. Like, that looks really, really sick. But basically, this was meant to commemorate my 365th day on this world. 1 full year of posting the videos. And even though I don't really care for the statue, I love the monument. And I love the monument because of what it means. Also, I don't know if it really gets noticed because I think the eyes get covered up, but the eyes are diamond blocks because I thought it'd be fun. And I gave him another beacon on top of his head because, I don't know, thought it'd be funny. Anyways, yeah, that's really the stuff in my immediate area. So I'm gonna sleep, and then we're gonna resume our little tour in just a moment. So give me a sec. Alrighty, back in this section. This right here is easily my most disappointing redstone build. I ended up building a whole contraption to basically, I really want to get this area mined out because this hill is kind of blocking me from developing in this direction towards a lot of my other stuff. And it's a little frustrating because, like, I spent like 30 days preparing to build all this stuff during my 400 days video. And it's disappointing to me that after all that work, everything else worked except for this main engine over in this direction. Actually, this one didn't work, but I think that actually comes down to it's lined up here, but this section just didn't get pushed or something. Huh, weird. Anyways, it's a little frustrating to me because this section quite literally broke everything else. And, you know, if I click it now, it's probably still pretty broken. Which is a little frustrating. It's just kind of what happens, though. It's just how it is. I'd have to, I think, put this engine... Oh, I'd have to put this engine back over here if I wanted to repair it. But if I do that, there's a non-zero chance that this will fire and shoot my TNT. And I don't really want that to happen. But it's going to have to happen because I lowered this section a little bit more. At this rate, I might as well just finish tearing this part of the mountain apart by hand, just because I'm only 4 blocks from getting it down to the bottom. And I don't know, I feel like that would probably be the easiest way at this point. But it's also something that takes a lot of time. This is where one of my beacons also ended up. I think I have 2 more vibing somewhere. Or rather, 1 more, sorry. No, it's 2. It's 2. I have 4 on display, and I had 6 because I killed 5 withers. Which, I didn't even show you guys the kill chamber for that. It's under my base. No real reason to show it anymore, because I think the withers destroyed the obsidian there. But, yeah, that's this mountain area. My spider farm ended up poking up through that area, so I'm going to have to figure out how that works. This is a site that might be seen in quite a few of my shorts when I reference going back underground. This is the cave entrance that I found, I think on like day 5? Day 6? It was a long time ago. But down here, I have a bunch of proof of my exploration, including, right there, I have a... what's it called? My brain's not braining right now. I have a mine shaft. Oh, there's some redstone. I thought I was out of redstone in this area. I have a mine shaft there because, you know what? I thought having a mine shaft would be really, really cool. And it was. That's about where that ends. I said it like I placed it there, but I don't know. Having a mine shaft so close to my house was just really cool to me. I really loved that. It's just, it's fun. It's nice. I got some more sea turtles over here, by the way. This is also an area that I mined out for a lot of sand for glass. But, here, hold on. I'm going to take a quick flyby right here. This section of my world is just really cool to me. I gotta build more stuff, though, because it's a little barren in some spots. Anyways, though. Let me just come back this way. And land. This is my village. This village has been in, well, it's been in most of my earlier shorts. You can actually see how many times I pillared up to kill golems that ended up on the outside. Now I leave them in here because of my sea of indentured servants. It's quite loud in here. I tend to quiet this, if I ever come here, I tend to quiet everything up because, man, this is a glorious sound, okay? Like, let's be honest, this is an incredible sound when you're in the midst of all the villagers. I don't know if they see me as somebody that isn't them, considering most of these guys I raised. But I don't know. I gotta move them. I have this little section over here where I move the villagers. Let me get to out here so I can actually hear myself think. I have a little section where I move the villagers to. This over here is it's where I've been keeping most of the villagers. I started building it, I think, in 200 days. And my intent was to go and make it something really large, really cool. That hasn't happened yet. I've actually only barely started moving people into here. Which, you know, not really the greatest thing in the world since... Let's be for real for a second. I really need to just buckle down and finish this place. But, I don't know, I haven't been doing a lot of stuff with villagers. But this is going to be my trading hall once I actually get it done. I have, obviously, farmers in that direction. I'm going to have, like, a bunch of guys I can trade iron with in here. Even though I talked about I don't really like the stick trade, truth is, it's a good way to get emeralds, so I'll probably make a stick guy in there. Or not a stick guy, but like a whole just room of the stick guys. And then in here, I actually haven't quite decided what I plan to put in here yet. It will probably be cartographers though, because I can sell them, glass panes. And I'm gonna make a sand duper, honestly. That's something that's up and coming, is a sand duper. Just because I need one, let's be honest. I make a lot of stuff, I do a lot of projects. A sand duper is pretty necessary at the point of my world that I'm currently in. Especially because I haven't found a desert. On my 400 days of playing this world, I have yet to find a desert. Which is kind of incredible considering, you know, 400 days is a long time to go without finding a desert. But I haven't found one. This place looks really cool from up top, but that's just kind of how things are currently. Need to find stuff. Gotta finish this. This is probably going to be one of those things that is an eternal project. Over here, though, I have the pit. I dug this out a long time ago now. But the pit's a really cool place to just kind of go. I still don't know what I want to put down in the pit, but this was always nice because I could fly down here, check it out, be like, oh, this is a really cool space, and then fly up and out of here. I used to go for redstone down there. This blacksmith, sorry, a little bit of a switching gears. This blacksmith I've completely demolished, but I used to put not used to, but that's where I got my first diamonds out of. And I don't know, it's just one of those things where it happened and I don't really bring it up very often. Over here is my melon area. Not after, but during the first 100 days, I really needed something to do for the last like 10 days. So I ended up building this little area, and then I found myself here, I think, at the end of 300 days again. And yeah, this is just a small area where I decided I would continue to farm melons by hand because of the joke of I really like melons. And you know what? I still do. I still do like melons. Anyways, over here is this really cool just mountain area that I don't think I've ever come to, or at least visibly come to in a short, but has a cool tunnel. It's really, really awesome. I like it a lot. Over here is a village that I haven't touched. This village I have yet to touch, but it's a taiga village, and I think most of the guys are still surviving here. That's about it there. But yeah, that's I think that's pretty much it for the overworld, by the way. Apart from flying to my end portal, which is in that direction, or the what's it called? The trial chamber is in that direction. I have a couple ancient cities in that direction, but I'm not gonna go there because I haven't built anything there. I do think it'd be fun to restore an ancient city at some point, though. I think that would be a really fun, just time waster. Restore an ancient city. Maybe something that I'll do for a later couple of days, probably once I'm done with my town. But let's be honest, I don't think I'll be done with the town anytime soon. The sky looks bluer. Is that just me? That might just be me. Anyways, though, I kind of want to check out if I can find where my pink sheep is at, because I'm really hoping he didn't despawn. Because I'd be a little sad if he did. Oh, wait. I see him. Pink sheep spotted right here. 1 in 100 chance, baby. He spawned in at the start of the world. I don't know how or why, but he's here. And I like him a lot. And I'm probably going to name him and capture him. But that's going to be a thing for 500 days. Which you'll probably see me do at some point. Anyways, though, that's kind of it for the overworld, so let's go to the nether. I don't really got things to showcase in the nether, as much as I do the overworld, but I do have a couple things. So let's start with this portal over here, and we'll go check some stuff out. Alrighty, my kind of crummy nether spawn. I have 2 directions that I tend to be able to go in. This direction takes me to my nether fortress. This direction takes me to my end portal. I'm going to travel to my nether fortress because I spent a lot of time there a while back. And I don't know, if this is going to be a proper tour, then you should probably see the parts of my world that I very much have developed. I have my first set of ancient debris mines in that direction, but I ended up making a second set in this direction, which is always fun because you know how ancient debris is. Over there I have my bastion. It was the first bastion I raided. It was fun to raid that place, actually. I don't know. I forget what I all found in there, but I need to raid more bastions. Bastions are just kind of I don't want to say a neglected part of this world, but I really have not explored bastions that much, which is honestly probably why I thought I had pig step and I didn't. Anyways, I think it's like right. Where's that? Like right here? Huh. I can't seem to see where I built my... Oh, is it further? Is it really that much further? This section is like really weird because I have this built section, then I have this area back here, which is, you know, not really the nicest thing in the world, but this is this is how I get to and from. I'll probably make an ice highway at some point to the fortress, though I don't really know what I'm gonna need like from there anymore. Like probably just wither skulls, because I don't think I need any more blaze rods for like powder or anything like that, unless I start getting really into crafting potions, which, you know, I always could. This world always could use something else for me to do. But now we're kind of off the beaten path a little bit. I really need to start making more... I just need to make a more secure path, because this kind of a path where I'm like dodging and weaving between trees and stuff like that, probably not the safest thing in the world. You know, I'd honestly say that it's probably not the safest thing. Anyways, sorry, I had to just quickly get the kill on that guy. If I come over here, though, wasn't in this direction, it was in this one, I think, right? Yeah. Just in this direction? Yes, okay, finally. Alrighty. This is my very developed nether fortress, and by very developed, I mean, I spent a lot of time making this area a good place to try and farm wither skeletons. It's nice and big. It's a big area. But I tend to get a lot of blazes that spawn here, and I don't really care for blazes spawning here. So I tried to make it safe from the blazes, but that didn't really work, so we just got this big nether fortress area back here. By the way, just occurred to me, it's literally been so long since I've been here that there's still swords that haven't despawned. Because I think I came here for 200 days. Didn't come here at all during, no, I did come here for 300 days, I thought. Didn't I? No, 300 days ended with me doing a refight with a dragon. 200 days ended with me fighting 6 withers. So I haven't been back here in 200 days. Which is kind of a crazy thing to think of. Ow, ow, this is why I don't like it here. This is why I don't like it here. No, no me gusta, no me gusta, no me gusta. But yeah, no, that's the Nether Fortress. I don't really have much else to say about it. Haven't been here in a long time. Probably won't be back here for a while. So I'm just going to try and find my way back home. And we will progress from that one alternate path that I talked about. Alrighty, so I've made it back to the main portal. So we're going to go in this direction, because I have some things in the end that I need to just acknowledge. Or a thing in the end that I need to acknowledge, because at this point, that is the last developed portion of this world. So let's just kind of come down this way. I never ended up finishing this this whole bridge area. I really need to, honestly. This place is dangerous. So I should probably make it at least a little bit more secure or more accessible. Could make it faster if they just finally give us better minecarts, but you know. Anyways, end portal. Kind of a simple sort of deal. This is my whole stronghold. I never blocked it off just because I'm not here for very long. I made a 3x3 or not a 3x3, technically a 5x5 portal for this, but only used 12 blocks. Because I like that it lined up better with the end portal. Inside the end, though, there it is. There is the beautiful, illustrious. I don't have another word that really describes how cool this area is. But this is my, I guess my XP farm. I've come here for a long time. I think since I had started developing the end. I don't really have much to say about it. It's an XP farm. I come out here a lot. But Endermen spawn up there. They fall down here. I kill them. I get their XP. Usually a lot more spawn than this. And then my chests fill up, and it becomes annoying to try and refill and talk over these guys. So I don't tend to stay here very often. Outside of doing what I really need to do. Oh, sometimes one of them will teleport to this side, and I have to kill him manually. Don't know why they do that. Just kind of happens, but yeah, this is the last developed portion of my world. Well, at least outside of, I guess I'd say inside the world, technically, since there is still one place where I do have a couple things developed. Why is it lagging so bad? There is still one place where I do have a little bit of development, and that is in here. Right here is my gigantic gold farm. It's where well, of course, I farm all my gold. It's really nice. It's really cool. I like having my gold farm. This arrow points in the direction of another farm, so let me just... And this right here is my hoglin farm. I don't know what to really say about this place. This place is nice. Hoglins spawn on there, and they run away from the warped fungus, and they jump into here, and I get food. Unlimited food. And also leather, but I don't think I have any food or leather in there. But yeah, no, this section is really cool. And then that's actually it this time. I think there's one more portal in that direction, like somewhere in that direction, but I don't have the coordinates written down right now, so I'm not gonna attempt to even bother going to that one, but it just leads to a coral area where I can just get more coral. But yeah, honestly, that's kind of it for this world tour. I showed off everything that's here. So yeah, thank you all for watching this. I have no clue how long it will be, but thanks for sitting through it and listening to me try and do some live commentary. I'm not used to doing live stuff anymore, so sorry if it sucked. But hey, whatever. Thank you all for watching up to this point. I plan to do this again probably after I do some more cool stuff. Who knows? Maybe if 500 days is like really, really good, I'll make another like another whole this is what I did. But let's be honest, it'll probably be after 200 days when I do another one of these types of videos. But thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you again. DevGen out. Peace.